Hello, Makio. How you doing? Wow. Okay. Doing good? That's good. I think my baby a little mad at me for not telling him something. And what does that mean? Hello, Blue Moon dude. Oh, something means something? Okay. Oh, you kept a secret or something? How you doing, Blue Moon dude? Eating comically large gumball. Those gumballs that you could get from the gumball machine were always too big for me when I was a kid. You used to have to like bite them a couple times. You have your own gumball machine? It's kind of crazy. Hello, Kali. How you doing? He's definitely mad at me. Do you know? Did you ask him or? Hello, Alex. How you doing? Doing okay? That's good. I'm doing okay as well. Doing pretty alright. Got 400 subs. I'm happy. Congrats. Congrats. 400 is. Oh, I think it's 500 that you need for. Wait, no, it's 500 and. Uh, is it 3,000 watch hours or is it 1,000? I can't remember, but I know 500 is one of the things you need on YouTube. And being mad at me is a bad thing because he is usually chill about things. What was it? What didn't you tell? Well, you can't. You probably can't say it, but whatever. I don't know. Don't even have 100 washout. Oh, Where are most of your subs coming from? The I think it should tell you in YouTube analytics, but if you don't know, it's fine. Maybe from shorts? Is that where you get most of your views from? Because that would probably make sense then. If it's mostly shorts content, it's pretty short, right? So it's not gonna you're not gonna get hours from that. The best way on YouTube is to make long form, not long form, but like videos that are around like 5 to 10 minutes or something. Slouching liger hidden wagon. Crouching tiger hidden dragon. How you doing? Live streams, okay, but they don't stay for long. Oh, yeah, I can see that being the case too because um yeah, I'm in like a similar boat in that case. 91 watch hours, okay. Howdy. Mm, yeah, that looks it looks cool when I add the glowy. But I need to finish up the way the hat is. And then I think I need to throw some like stuff in front here. Okay. Just thinking out loud of what steps I need to take. My working on a horror film with my friends, edit and directed by me. I'm working. Okay, I see. That's good. What are you guys filming with? I'm assuming like you guys are doing a live action. You guys filming with your phones? Or do you have like a specific thing that you're using? My phone. Challenging my friend to it was challenged by my friend to make a full length film, full length, like 90 minutes. with the supplies we already have, so we can't spend any extra money. All right. Only ever made short films under 5 minutes. So since it's on your phone, are you? I don't know if you can do that on your phone, where like you control the ISO, like you lock the ISO, so you don't get the exposure auto correcting, because that will cause flicker when you're editing and stuff. Since we're using my phone and can't use any money, I'm using default CapCut to edit, and it's pretty good. There's actually a better one that you can use that's free as well. Um, DaVinci, I think it's called. You'd have to look it up though to make sure. Like obviously there's a paid version, but as far as I have been told, you can pretty much do everything that you need to do for free, and then like the super pro for features are for like professionals. Mm. If you want music, there's a lot of free programs for that. A lot of free content, really, a lot of resources on online. Music and sound effects and all that. Hey Cherry, how you doing? You're fine? That's good. I'm fine as well. I'm like somewhat focused on this, even though I don't think I'm gonna stream that long, but I want to get at least halfway done, and I'm gonna send it over for like just some general feedback, and then I'm gonna finish it off after. Sounds good. Mm, Chicken. Hello, how you doing, Husk? Did you pull for Alice? I think you said you were going to. You might, right? I don't know. Not yet. On stream soon. Alrighty. Right now I'm just playing Fate Trigger. Okay. Oh, I muted by accident, and uh, what did I say? Oh yeah, hello, Lord Smog. How you doing? And yeah, this is a commission. Hold on, I'm gonna have to mute again. Okay, there we go. Went to get water. Hey Moron, how you doing? We're continuing the commission. Yeah, there we go. I see a new stream felt a bit quieter than usual today. Then I figured you muted your mic. Yeah, quieter. I don't know if. Do you think I should start playing music again on YouTube? Cause like I always feel weird. Cause like obviously I'll have to change the music that I play. Cause right now I'm listening to Metallica. That will be a problem. So I'll have to find like some generic BGM. Nah, or just play the old game OSTs that were. Actually, you know what? No, it's hopeless. I'm trying to think of how to make YouTube better, but yeah, I don't want to risk anything. Never mind. I just remembered someone was playing uh, game music and it still got them into a situation. Because like it should be safe, but like I guess the system is very flawed. Uh yeah, I mean if you're feeling excessively lucky, right? Yeah. A bit of music could be chill. Some other art stream right now mostly has game mosties on. Yeah, that's what I used to do like last year, but I got a warning on my channel. Not for the game mosties necessarily, for something else. But like it was like kind of unexpected. And it was like you can't have a strike within 90 days or you lose your channel or something like that, or your streaming ability, and then you lose your channel eventually after you repeat the violation a few times, probably. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to play this game at all because I don't want to risk anything. I guess sometimes I feel awkward when there's no background. Yeah, it does. um, but yeah, I guess that's what Twitch is there for. If you're scared of copyright, just turn on copyright free. Yeah, so I tried that too. And the thing is that some tracks in copyright free music, because they're on another YouTube channel, it's like considered copyright to them. And if it's safe, like even for them, uh, it can still cause problems because maybe somewhere down the line it's no longer considered copyright. Like some tracks that started off royalty free became copyright because someone bought the license for it and used it in like a professional production or just one of their videos on YouTube. And then that means that, it's a problem now. So it's never cut and dry. There's always a risk. Yeah, YouTube gives you three strikes, true. Oh, how much I love YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. So on Twitch, I play music that would get me banned if I played like 3 seconds of it on YouTube. If you could hear it coming through the mic, it would cause like a problem. Uh, but on Twitch, you can play it, and then you can split the audio, which is done automatically, and so the recording that gets left behind for Twitch doesn't feature any background music. So there's no like copyright issue for them. At least that's the way it works right now. It could change in the future. Yeah. So I think that looks good. What we have to do with these is I have to add the labels, like 5 milliliter, 10 milliliter, whatever, right? Just like some general numbers, and probably like outline it a bit so that it's somewhat noticeable, but not to the extent that it like gets in the way of the art. Um, might have to erase some of the lines that are going through here. I can probably do that here. I think it's because of its bots that automatically detect copyright. Yeah, and also some people they can malicious. This happens to like bigger streamers that might have some crazy person that they might have upset, but apparently you can file for a copyright claim that's not even yours. So you don't have to be the owner to file for a copyright violation, and then it causes a whole problem there because the person who gets the claim, they apparently have to provide um like identification and stuff like that, which they pretty much never do because you mostly want to remain anonymous when you're online, right? So kind of crazy how there's still no real YouTube alternatives like with Kick, Twitch and Kick. I mean, there's it's not like a proper competitor. I don't think there ever really will be until like YouTube collapses or something. But there's like small sites like Odyssey or Rumble or I don't know, there's like a few other ones. But they kind of got overrun by mostly political content. uh Alternative site to use it with less moderation and ads would be awesome. Something like Newgrounds. I'm still on Newgrounds, but there's um like it was I guess known for having too much adult content at one point. I don't know how it is right now. I haven't been on for a while. By the way, I don't think I've asked you this before, but did you create your PNG tuber or did someone else? Someone else. So the person who created my PNG tuber is something dark blue, who is funnily enough having a. She makes VTuber models like for fun. I don't even know how you can do that for fun, but she does that. So she's having a debut for the newest model that she's made in about an hour, I think, on Twitch. Oh wait, no, not in an hour. Should be like soon, soon. I should probably open up my browser for that. Yeah, she doesn't even know herself. I believe that. It's tomorrow. Oh, okay. Never mind. No worries then. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I guess I don't need to worry about that right now then. But yeah, I can't remember what the situation was. I think she was just doodling and she drew that, and then I'm like, oh, I can use that uh as my PNG or whatever because I don't have a model yet or like a drawing that I did. Like I have a character written, but I haven't drawn it, so I'm stuck being like that. I personally don't care about not safe for work content on sites. I think it can work like on sites like Reddit and Newgrounds where you have filters. Yeah, you can have it on the site. Um, as long as you have like a way for the user base to filter it. But what happens is because of I don't even know if it's really true because I don't see these companies actually caring about this. Especially since most of the people who are going to be buying stuff from these companies are going to be adults because adults have money. But yeah, there's like the idea that everything has to be super sanitized because you don't want to either upset anyone or have kids see inappropriate things on the internet, which is like a separate issue. It's more of like a parenting issue. Could always go back to the even older one. Yeah, I didn't like it. That's why I prefer it to be this way instead. I don't know if I even have the older one. Should I check? I think I know where it might be. I don't know. Yeah, Nintendo used to care because the head of the company was a fellow gamer, but ever since the departure, it just turned out to be a normal company and care more about shareholders. Yeah, that's the end for every company. For the kids, no, it's because they want to make the sites better for advertisers and want to get data. Well, I don't even know. I don't even believe it for the advertiser bit. I think that's just their excuse. Data, though, yeah, for sure. The reason I don't believe it for the advertisers is because, as I said, adults have the money, so advertisers don't care about kids. Like they're not gonna make me believe that. Isn't YouTube gonna update their policy of banning users under 16? I think they have something like that. Um, I remember seeing it having to do with like identification, where they want people to show or prove that they're a certain age. You know what's even more annoying? My Nintendo, not to. Smash Bros. Online is now behind a paywall. What? For real? I can't access the eShop because of my country's restrictions. That's crazy. What the hell? Yeah, so that's another problem with gaming. I think there was like some. I don't know if it's gonna go anywhere, but there was something called Stop Killing Games or something, and they had an initiative where they're basically fighting for gamers' rights, mostly I would say consumers' rights, right? I think that's what they would say too. I'm just like thinking what it was. Part of it must have been like, ownership. Because like, why are we paying full price for a digital product? Because it shouldn't have the CD cost, it shouldn't have the shipping cost. And why is it never like it only has discounts on like certain times? You're not even buying something that you own because you're just buying a license to it. So if you lose your account for whatever reason, suddenly you don't have anything. Or if they ban you for whatever reason, suddenly you don't have anything, but you paid for it. So it's like it's weird. If it's decided by AI, they'll still gate you from content till you fork over your ID. Oh, then it was fine. I could get past the loading screen of the online feature. After some days, it just died out. Oh. Or so many people say. The internet used to be a place with freedom of expression and almost zero moderation, and now it's all mainstream and moderated. It's such a yeah, yeah. I feel the same way. Mr. Wild West of the internet, good and the bad. That's just how things are when you have freedom. And I'm not someone who's like super free, super freedom kind of like I would be fine with rules and regulations if not for knowing that the people who insist on rules and regulations are bad intentioned. Like if they were good intentioned and they found a way to implement them fairly, um, of course I would be for it. But the thing is, that's fantasy land, so they're always doing it um, to their own benefit, for their own conveniences, to their own ends, etc. That's why the phrase exists. If you don't own it, then piracy is. The phrase is if purchase isn't ownership, piracy isn't theft. Ironically, the last comment from Smog was hidden. Really? Let me see. I'm gonna check here. Oh, I think I need to hit live chat. Yeah, that's funny, right? It was actually hidden. That's funny. Thank the Karens of those rules. Fall under the bad ones, not gonna lie. They already want to silence me. Yeah. I need to find clever ways of saying words, and then they try to get those words banned, and it's just annoying. I'm trying to make these. Okay, let me check. Maybe it's not as bad as I think. Um, okay, so it's more noticeable if I do it like this actually, because it has more contrast. It kind of blends in more if I leave it without that. But I'm wondering if like I outline it somehow, if that'll help. Your talk playthrough? What is that? What game is that? Is that The Legend of Zelda? I think. From what I've seen as of recently, it's doing more harm than good, especially for us artists. AI is doing more harm than good. Yeah, AI is doing plenty of harm. The thing is that like there's no going back, I guess. But like I'm the type of person that doesn't feel like they like I feel like the result of something is the intention. So they might say that it's not the intention to do X, Y, and Z, but then the bad thing happens and they're absolved of guilt for the bad thing happening because it wasn't their intention. But then for me, I think that the result is the intention. If I reverse, oh wait. How did that happen? Oh, okay, cool. If I change the color of this, no, if I just outline it, okay, let me try that. No, never mind. Hmm, having trouble thinking of how to do this. Okay, maybe I should just do the numbers and first, I don't think AI will ever replace artists. AI can barely draw hands. It's already it like obviously it depends on which one you're using, but it's already gotten over that hurdle. The paid ones, especially, they're really, really, really advanced now. But even for me, even if they get like 100% good, uh, like I'm not someone who's afraid of that technology in the same way that a painter wouldn't be afraid of the camera, because people ultimately still want artwork. They want to work with an artist to do something. So I'm not like what's it called? I don't know what the word would be. I'm trying to think of a word that's not insulting to the people who have been uh upset about the AI stuff. I was gonna say like I'm not whining about it or complaining about it, but whatever. It's not gonna change what I do, is what I should say, I guess. Like it's not gonna stop me ever from doing artwork. Yeah, so they've gotten better in recent times. They've it's just gonna get better and better. So you have to think about the end game. Like what happens when it's 100% good? What happens when it's perfect? Are you going to still want to do art, right? And for me the answer is yes. So it doesn't really matter how good it gets. And I'm not the type of person who has like I don't feel comfortable telling people it doesn't seem like it's that extreme for me to be telling people that they can't do it or they can't use it. I've heard a lot of the arguments against it. Like some have even done the environmentalist angle, but then it's like there's a lot of things that we do that damage the environment. So it's like we want to shut down all of the servers that people use to play video games online. There's like a long list of stuff that we could be considering if that was like an actual concern. Okay, so if this is the end of it, 10, 15, 20. Okay, I'll do that. 10, 15, 20. 10. Okay, we need bigger fonts. I'll just do 10 here. And then I will... Okay, I think I need to open another window to do this properly. Exactly, I won't discourage me from creating even if I'm not the best artist out there. Yeah. Okay. Good night, Collie. I'll see you when I see you probably tomorrow. So yeah. Um, so like for the digital working environment, I feel like it's just going to become a part of the pipeline, especially in the industry. And that goes for all AI tools, not just the visual, but for just like a casual artist, I feel like most artists are just not going to use it. It doesn't feel like it's like it would make sense for them to use, but that would be up to them, I guess. The only positive thing about AI I can think of is the fact that in the future, one person will have the ability to create a whole anime or TV show with some prompts. For example, that could make you could make a manga accurate adaptation of Berserk with high tier animation. Yeah, I can definitely see it being used in animation, especially like if you have a. Okay, I'm just gonna assume you guys know how animation is worked because like it's not that hard to understand. So you have things called keyframes, and you could think of keyframes as keyframe one is the eye closed, keyframe two is the eye half open, keyframe three is the eye fully open, right? That's not necessarily how it would be, but let's just use that as an example. You feed those three frames into the AI, and then it will animate all the in between frames, or it will generate the in between frames, and then you can do whatever you need to do to make it look more natural. I can see it being used in that way. But there's so much of the artistic process that it won't be able to do, such as ideation, design. It's still not really like it could probably get better at that eventually, but there's a lot of human input that you need in design because the generators will do what you tell it to do, right? So you need someone who understands design to be able to prompt correctly, and usually an artist is going to be better at that. They might even use their own artwork and like show it what it should be doing. But yeah, I don't have really a worry about it. There are already a good amount of AI sites with that generate keyframes. Oh, you mean like you're talking about like to generate the keyframes itself and then also generate the in betweens, right? Although I think AI, I don't think AI will replace artists altogether. I believe it can be used as a resource if used responsibly. Yeah. Okay. I think what's easier for me to do is just to write it because this is an annoying part of the process here. Responsibly won't happen if you're talking about like the corporations and stuff and how they plan on using it, then of course not. But like if we're just talking about it being used to create art or to assist in like the process. Then there are ways to use it properly. It's actually surprising how many companies already use it. Like a lot of people don't know that most of the gotcha games that you guys that all of us play probably or most of us play, they do use it. They use AI in their like art and stuff. It becomes one of those things where it's like if you want to remain competitive in this industry, you're going to have to adapt to the technology. And this is part of why I feel so confident about um, traditional art is because like there's no wants for, or I should say there's very little room for AI in that process. I know of some traditional artists who do use it, and digital tools. They also use digital tools with AI to design what they are going to paint physically, or like some of them use it to like model stuff or create the concept for stuff that they're going to model, and then they 3D print it and they can make stuff like that. Unless it's easy as use AI, right? I don't know of any other game I'm playing that uses it. Yeah, I've heard that they use it a little bit, but the one that uh I think it's Nikkei, and one of the artists at least. Well, like probably a couple of them, but Chinese companies, Chinese artists, they don't have the outrage culture that we have here in the West. So for them, it's just like, okay, technology is here, let's use it. And I think that's the attitude that we should have, because at the end of the day, after all of the noise, the people actually producing work are going to be the ones who are deciding in what direction the industry goes. AI is currently targeting digital artwork for now. I'm not sure if it's going to affect traditional artists as much. I don't think it will, but I don't know if you uh think this as well, but like, don't you feel like it was almost always going to be the case that we would have these AI tools um in the digital environment? Like it was almost always the end goal for the computer to do as much work as possible for digital artists. Like of course now it's doing like almost everything, right? But it feels like we've always kind of had that be the goal. I'll give you an example in just Clip Studio. There's um there's some features that we've had in Clip Studio for years. Like, okay, so this is remove tones. It's a technology thing where it's basically designed to It's like an advanced filter. You can think of it like that. Um, there's colorized, which is um, I don't really know how to use it, but essentially this I'll give you an example of how it works. I don't know if it's gonna work for me right now here, but oh crap, flashbang. Let me take a sip of water. I can't draw a circle. L artist. Oh well. Okay, so oh, so you need the internet to do this, but essentially, what you would do is you would have your lines on one layer, or on the same layer, maybe I don't know, but you'd essentially just do this. Um, you would mark the outside here for color A, and then mark the inside here for color B. And if this was more advanced drawing, there would be tons of different colors that you would be placing all over the place, right? And based on the colors and the lines, the program would decide where to put those colors for you. They have a basically an AI doing this several years ago, before AI even came out. Shading Assist, same thing. It came out way before AI, and I think maybe I can show this one. Let me see. Let's see if it works. I don't understand what just happened. Maybe if I go here and set this as a reference layer. I don't know how to use these because I never use them, but there's YouTube videos on how to use them. Oh, okay, so I have to be on this layer. All right. Um, preset standard. It doesn't work. I don't understand. Oh well. But essentially, it was an auto shader. Yeah, I don't know how to do them because I don't use it. For me, it's not a. There's no point in using it. Um, Shading assist. All these, most of these tools here are proto AI, I guess. Traditional artists are kind of safe now. Real, my hands are shaky. Couldn't have. I can do it in traditional, but I can't do it in digital. That's one of the reasons why I hate digital because I can't draw properly in it. You lived in the time where AI didn't come out yet. Yeah, I mean, uh, maybe the older AI systems, like the ones that they had, like Siri and stuff. They used to call Siri AI, but like even the models that we have right now are not technically AI. We just kind of call them that. Let me see. Gonna have to ask him. I keep forgetting to ask him to redesign the title or keep it. Yeah, the old AI systems. Yeah, I was alive before they had phones. I got my first phone when I was 30 or about 30. I maybe a little sooner than that. Bro, it's old as fuck. Think I'm gonna make myself some chicken wings in the air fryer. That's what I do. Nothing to do at 6 a.m. Oh, so yeah, you were German, I remember. Katana was a thing indeed. I don't know if they're dead. I assume that they're still on like phones or systems, but it's like a gimmick that people probably don't really use that much. Numbers. I still need to draw the pistol for him, but I'll do that after I figure out a few other things. Or actually, I'll do that now. Because I was going to put in the bubbles, but then it doesn't really matter because the bubbles are going to be on top anyways. But it might be a good idea to actually just draw the well, draw the pistol in. Oops. Random question. How old are you? I am. Wait, first guess. I mean, no, actually, there's no point because I already ruined it. I already said I'm older than 30. So I am. I turned 32 this year. People typically guess a lot younger because of my voice, which I always find funny. Damn, you knew, didn't you? I thought you knew. Um, I don't know. Maybe you forgot. I remember feeling so surprised when you said, "Yeah, yeah." People always are. That's an R8. Yeah, I think so. I feel like my life just really started because if you think about it, the first 20 years of your life are decided for you, and then you have to deal with the consequences of things either not working or not completely falling in place for the next 10 years, where you actually have to deal with consequences and think for yourself on how you want to like go about living life. And then by the time you do, you're 30, and then you can actually go about your business. At least that's the way it's been for me. Back in the day, it might have been easier to like figure out your place in the world, but um, for me, 30 feels pretty good. Uh, my bet was like 23, 25 initially. I think it was spoiled pretty much. It was spoiled pretty on for me though. That you were ancient. I thought you were like in your mid 20s at first. Yeah, that's usually the around the guess that people make, mid 20s, mid 20s. He's ancients. The fuck does that mean? Well, you're younger than me, so you're a baby. You're a little goo goo gaga. Poopy pants. You're a little goo goo gaga, poopy pants. Yeah. But yes, compared to Ray, I'm definitely a baby. Yep. That's probably gonna be a lot of the viewers actually, right? Um, uh, a lot of them don't even have like a what's it called? A sense not to tell you their age and stuff. Completely unsupervised, I guess. But I guess that's to be expected because like of course there's gonna be more young people on YouTube now. You can't ask that. Yeah, maybe toddler, maybe fetus, maybe like microscopic. Younger than 30, older than 2. Hell yeah, that's the right answer. They're not as smart or intelligent as me. I'm a bean. Yeah, if you were hearing any of the music I was listening to, you'd probably be like, yeah, this guy's ancient. I'm listening to like old rock on Twitch. But that would probably help viewers guess my age a little bit more, probably. I think. Watch any movies lately? I've been watching movies on Pippa's stream. I don't know if that counts, but she watches a movie. She just watched a movie actually. But she watches like public domain movies on her, what's it called? They're like black and white movies essentially. She watches them on her YouTube channel. But like for modern stuff, I've I probably talked about movies that I want to watch, but I haven't gotten around to watching yet. My brother came over last week, so we watched the first part of Squid Game 2 because there's like I think they have like the new season divided into two parts, right? So we watched the first part of it. Next time he's over, we'll watch the next part because um I don't feel like it's as good as the first season, and I really just watched those things with him anyways. So watch Fight Club, hell yeah! I watched that a long time ago. But yeah, that's for me. I would say it's a it's a pretty. I don't want to say like important or mandatory because it's not that hardcore, but it's a pretty good movie. Like I would say that it's a movie to watch. Squid Game is sad, so I stopped watching it. The first one is way more intense than the not just because it's like, oh, you don't know what to expect, but they just did it a lot better. Like the characters and everything basically. I made it past the first season though. Yeah, so if you watched the first season, you pretty much have. I feel like you pretty much have experienced all you need to. Surprised that you're even allowed to watch that, but yeah. First one was good till like the scene with the old man. I remember being so confused why people weren't bashing the whole show online because of that garbage. Do you mean the final scene where he was basically explaining why he made the game? Yeah, yeah. I'm probably eating my wings and going to get some sleep. Alrighty. I should really start fixing. Yeah, you really should. When I go to France in 2 weeks. Yeah, you should try to do that. Oh, it was actually me the whole time, the really old guy. I jigsawed a bunch of kids' games because I wanted to play them, and I didn't actually die, but now I specifically will. What a twist! Yeah. Um, I feel like they didn't dwell on the villainy of the man nearly enough. The problem with today was not because of the cold, it was the fact that I spent the whole day trying to run a 20-year-old PlayStation 2 game. Are you trying to run it on a PlayStation 2? Or emulate, I guess, maybe? I don't know. But yeah. Can't figure out what else I should add to that. Probably gonna be like a couple bubbles up here anyway, so I don't think I need to worry about that. How much does the title take up? Yeah, okay. I don't need to worry about that area. So let's try to add the pistol in. Emulating this game called Xenosaga 2. And for some reason there are some texture glitches when it ran on 20 FPS. There's always little weird things, especially with games that old. My GameCube still works. So we had like my cousin, my friend, and we would like each buy one system. That way we could all play the games from each system. My cousin's PlayStation 2 still works as far as I remember him telling me. I have tons of other systems. I have a PS3, PS4, PS5, a Wii U, a GameCube. Yeah, I think that's it. GameCube was my first one that I bought. Back in the console war days, they were like, they always used to like have nicknames, I guess, to like make fun of the other people who had the other system. They always used to call GameCube Gay Cube. That was very annoying. My friend had a bunch of consoles. One of his most prized possessions is a good condition GameCube with uh Zelda Twilight Princess. I think I had that for the Wii. I'm not sure actually. I can't remember if it was even on the Wii or not. Mm-hmm. It was on both. Okay, so yeah, I probably had it for the Wii then. Twilight Princess on GameCube is like, oh, you like if you have to buy it now on the GameCube though, or do you mean like in the market, like if you wanted to like buy a copy of it? It's not the worst. I mean, like all games like that, uh, all games have become that expensive now. That's crazy though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a collector, so I don't have that mind. Need to make sure I understand what I'm doing here. It's not much of a composition grid, but I can at least have it here for reference. Originally it was like 50 bucks. Well, yeah, but has been in production for a decade is true. My current plans are that I will be sleeping from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and going to sleep 6 a.m. Oh my god. I feel like you can find something super exhausting to do. I don't know actually how to do it. Uh, if you ever get like tired during the day randomly, you might as well take that chance to try to correct it by getting some sleep in. By the way, your version of the comic cover already looks way better than the original. Thank you. Yeah, has a lot more control. Oops. hitting the gym, so maybe I just need to make a crazy session in a few hours before I go to bed. Yeah, crazy session. Then you take your shower, turn all of your stuff off, maybe write out plans or something. Read or write, I guess it depends on which one. I feel like writing is better because reading kind of stimulates me. Like it kind of gets my imagination running, so I prefer to just write. Oftentimes, I'll write out what I'm going to do tomorrow, so that gets rid of the anxiety of tomorrow and it makes it easier to fall asleep for me. So, have you managed to talk the guy out of using the phone or at least making a change to it? That's what I plan to do. Once I send him this, because like after we get the commission and the payment, which is what we've done already, I start the commission officially, which is like where I'm at right now. I get it to around a halfway point before I usually contact the person again for like feedback and just general update stuff. And that's probably gonna be tomorrow. And I'll probably ask him if he wants me to take a crack at redesigning the logo. I'm not a logo designer, but uh, I can do that for him at no cost. And if he likes it, then yay. I feel like he will let me. I have a suspicion that he just did this in MS Paint just to like have something. what exactly is shown in this comic cover? Is this like some kind of evil fluid in the test tube? Somewhat. So basically, this character, he's a bounty hunter type dude who's been given a lead on his target, which is an evil doctor type of villain who's been doing experiments on homeless like people, I guess, abducting children in the ghetto to inject them with this fluid. It's like a sci-fi noir kind of style universe. It seems like it's like a something like that. So the cover is basically the vial or the syringe, and inside the syringe we have the main character, and it's represented in a sort of like fluid kind of way, to kind of situate him inside of the syringe as like a more symbolic or iconic design. I approached the client with both types of designs. The other type would be, you pick a scene from the script, and or a couple scenes maybe from the script, and you create a cover based on that. But I also gave him the option to use like a more iconic or symbolic type of design, and that's the one he chose. So that's the one we're going with here. Is this a visual novel or full on comic? It's a full on comic. It seems like he's an older gentleman, so he's written the script in what I would consider to be a classic comic style with like a little bit of a cartoony villain, despite the antics of said villain being actually really dark. So it kind of resembles classic comics in that respect. I assume that it's what he liked, so he wants to make something in the fashion of what he liked. That's my head canon on this commission. Haven't confirmed uh, any of it. Bro's using his pension money for his comic. No, I'm pretty cheap. I wouldn't. I wouldn't take a pensioner's life savings. Would I? I don't know. Maybe. So is Gentleman gonna draw this comic himself, or is he also paying other to draw? I assume he is. I haven't actually asked him if he has an artist or not, but I assume he does. If not, he's probably doing it himself because it's extremely expensive if you want to, especially if you want to like work with a Western artist, someone who's um, based in the Western hemisphere of the world. You can get away with paying Filipinos and uh, people from, I guess, the southeast, like Indonesia, Malaysia, or whatever, a lot cheaper. And I guess they're okay with that because of currency exchange. They can probably survive. Maybe the US dollar or the Western currencies go a lot further over there. But if it's me, um, I'm gonna need a lot of money. I'm willing to like work with people at like within their budget, but to a point, right? I'm not going to impoverish my own prospect. Was the original drawing from you, or did he? Oh, I drew it. I drew it. Like this one here. Yeah. So I always draw concepts. I send the concepts over, and in the Discord, you would be seeing me and the client talk about it a lot. He would be sending a lot of references. Um, and that helps me, right? To get to give them what they, it helps both of us. It helps me execute the commission, it helps the commissioner get something as close to what they want as possible. They work on my comic, I pay you 5 cents per hour. Damn. I think I can make more at a Walmart uh parking lot by fetching the carts that people leave. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if there's like an equivalent in Germany, but I guess I'll see. Thought that sentence was going elsewhere, oh buddy. I'd rather die. Now Walmarts don't exist in my beautiful country. Fair enough, fair enough. Basically, Walmart's, any grocer or whatever here, you would have shopping carts out in the massive ass parking lot, right? And people oftentimes don't want to take the shopping cart back to its designated area. So what we have is we have a little coin. I don't know how high it is now, but 25 cents, sometimes a dollar. And if you want your 25 cents or your dollar back, you have to roll your cart back to the designated area. And it has a little key thingy that you can plug it in and it'll punch your coin back out for you. And then you can be on your way. Um, Despite that, some people don't find it enough of an incentive. So poor people can make a couple, they can make a good amount actually per day if they hang around and push the carts back to their place just to get the coins. You guys have that? Okay. All right. I was assuming that it's us being savages that that need the incentive to keep the place clean. What? Because it wasn't like that when I was small. So for me, it was just like, oh, there's a bunch of jackasses now here, so I guess we need to make rules or more rules for people to behave because you can't have same expectations. I honestly don't get all the American hate, especially from Europeans. No country's perfect. No country is perfect, but um, I think people tend to focus on the problems of their country more. Like for me, I'm just saying it as a joke because like whenever I think of a country, um, I personally prefer to think of the people of that country. And more often than not, people of a country are pretty decent. You could even take some of the countries with the worst reputations, and the people are quite decent. The governments, on the other hand, are a different story. And really, the governments are they hold the people hostage of every country. So I don't think it's a good metric to judge a uh, to judge by. I guess when you're like making a judgment of a country. I'm not a cultural relativist either. I believe that some cultures are superior to others, just straight up. So I'm not making like, oh, it's everyone does things differently and blah 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 blah. I'm not someone like that. So like there's places that do some things better than other places. And then there's the comfort of the people who might be comfortable with things in a certain way in other places, which is fair, as long as it stays there. Like, they have certain ways in certain countries. That's fine. Keep it there. I don't think that we should be bothering them to change it, but we shouldn't be allowing them to bring it here either. Alright, I think uh, I have something in my throat. I don't know if I'm getting sick or what. But I think I've done a good amount of smoke on the gun. I feel like if I do any more, I'm just gonna start to lose the gun in the smoke. So probably not do that. Wait, so is gas uh is gas odor a fluid now in the test tube? No. Um so like everything in this test tube is not really in the test tube. Um the typing error. Like everything in the test tube, it maybe you can consider it to be like some dirty fluid floating in the test tube that forms the shape, or you can consider it to be a reflection on the test tube. I'm not entirely sure, so maybe I should, because here it looks like it could be a reflection on the concept, right? So maybe if I work in that direction, it will make more sense. Hmm. To our mark. Thank you. Ah, oh, my back. Hmm. I'm trying to decide if, oh crap, if I have enough here to send to the client. Yeah, one of the things he told me to do was to because he said that he looks kind of sad, and then he gave me some references of how he would like him to look more like some other characters. So I corrected that. It's really difficult to write stuff on English when you always have German translations trying to change words. Oh yeah, on your like device or something on your phone maybe. You can download a an English keyboard and it won't do that on your phone. You can do that. At least that's what I did when I was studying. Not studying. It's not studying is a too serious of a term. Just kind of casually trying to learn different languages. I remember some, don't really remember much. But I probably need to find a way to fit that in. Good idea. Or if I switch the PC and watch stream since I have two monitors, yeah, you could do that too. I think I remember how to pronounce certain things in German, so I could probably read it still, but I won't understand what I'm reading. Although some of the words can get kind of long. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking in my head about thinking in my head. Where else would I be thinking? Yeah, I have enough here to ask him if you would like me to mess with that. German isn't that hard. Words like yeah, yeah, yeah. Someone I know has told me to attempt that, and no, I don't think I can. Nine bitte. Funny how even us Germans can make fun of our overly long and complicated words. Yeah, I forgot like what the rule was. Someone's explaining it to me, where it's like if you have a phrase or like series of words that are all the name of something or like describe a particular thing, you can just combine all of them, and that would be like a new, not necessarily a new word, but a word that you can just say all at once, I guess. But it's kind of crazy too how similar English and German are. I guess English is a Germanic language, so that makes sense. But especially Old English, it just kind of sounds interchangeable with German at some in some points. Like in some ways, German sounds like weird English, even though it's older, I guess. Is it older? I don't know. I assume it would be because it's like English is a Germanic language, which makes it seem as though, yeah, 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 old German, I guess. I don't like the way this looks here. Maybe just on this side. A lot of people here don't find it hard at all to learn English. Yeah, I would say that I can see that being true. I can guarantee that if you travel to Germany and talk to someone, most people won't have a problem talking with you in English. Yeah, yeah, I believe that. Although, yeah, yeah, the other way around. Maybe in like a lot of European countries, like I would probably expect most European countries, or I wouldn't expect. I would say like I wouldn't be surprised if I went to like almost any European country, at least Western or Northern maybe, and they spoke English back. All right. I think I'm at a point here where I can't figure out what more to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow, and I'm gonna look at it again. And if I can pick up anything, then I'll quickly correct it before I send it off, because I don't want to send it off and then see something that I could have corrected and then or something that I could have like made work on and had a better idea of what I send them. So yeah, in schools, English is one of the major classes. English often has as much hours as math and or German. Wow. Oh yeah, I didn't know you guys focus on it that much, but like even here in Canada, where French is technically our second language, we don't really. I mean, it's almost like it's an afterthought, especially with how they teach French here. they don't really care to teach it at all, as far as like what I've experienced. Maybe in other schools they've done better. Sleeping on it, yeah. And you should sleep on it too. What is that in German? The Geschlafen or something? Go to sleep. Get, I don't know. Geschlafen. For I guess both of you. Uh, let's see. Yeah. So cool. All right. I'll end stream here then. Uh, I guess I'll see more on Blue's stream, and I'll probably start. I'll probably finish this on stream on Monday or something. I think you want to say du solltest etwas schlafen gehen. Du solltest etwas schlafen gehen. Hopefully I said that somewhat decently. But yeah, have a good one.